guys, don't you love it whenever you tuck in the day and you're kind of like in that quiet moment before bed where all the lights have been turned off and the door's locked and that's like kind of time to chill? Well, I know that whenever I make videos, I usually I try to keep it real. This is what I really look like. I'm a person, you're a person, so you look like a person and I look like a person. You you look like yourself, including all of your flaws. Flaws are so beautiful. They're probably one of my favorite parts of life. Um, but whenever I get on here, I usually try to give some type of, I don't know, I was just brainstorming this. I would say like wholesome, naturopathic, earthy, homestead, Christ like, you know, mothering type of information, or sometimes you could call it advice or perspective, or however you want to look at it. So I wanted to just tonight, this video is a little bit different because I just kind of wanted to share what's going on in my life. So um, we have had to have the tile in our house in our kitchen replaced, and that's happening right now. So firstly, um, we have a very small kitchen. It's a beautiful kitchen because it's been remodeled, so it's kind of like my favorite tile on the backsplash behind the oven. I have this fantastic Thor oven. The only downfall to the Thor oven is that it's not self-cleaning. So that's a bummer because if it's terry cleaning, it's just not going to be very clean. So that's a shame. Actually, for a little while, every time I went out alone and I left the rest of my family here, I would come back and my husband and my kids would have spent their time cleaning the oven for me. I was like, you don't know what a gift this is. Thank you. Anyway, totally beside the point. But so our kitchen isn't very big, so it's not like it's a big job to be done. But if you have tile work done in a room like a kitchen, you have to remove all appliances. So the only thing that can be left in the room is the cabinetry work. So into my rather small dining room is all three major appliances out of the kitchen. So I have a refrigerator and an oven and a dishwasher in my dining room. Now, the refrigerator is plugged up and I can use. But of course, the oven is propane and the dishwasher is a dishwasher. So I don't have a dishwasher or an oven until the flooring's done. So it's a total of like 3.5 days. It's really not much. But we're usually home and I usually make, prepare, cook every meal at home. And so that creates dishes, right? So we kind of like transformed. When I say we, I mean I transformed my laundry room because it has a countertop space to a space to put my toaster. And I have like this circular griddle. It's not really a griddle. It's for making crepes because that's fancy. And I like to make fancy things and sip tea and be like, look at me eating this crepe and sipping this tea. This is a good day. So I've been using my crepe maker to make eggs. And then I have a little spot like I can plug up my hand mixer for making protein shakes. Anyway, it's good. It's a place. But like I can't go in my kitchen to get any dishes. So all the clean dishes are in the center of my table. Well, my table has to seat 6 of us. So let's just say that I could be hand washing my dishes in the bathroom sink after scraping all the food off into the garbage can because you don't want that going down your bathroom sink drain. And I could be letting them dry on a clean towel that's over a step stool and onto the floor and then covered, and then people can't use the bathroom in there. So let's just say that life has gotten a little bit hard. So this is like first world hard, right? You're having your tile replaced. So it's making life very complicated. But as I was brushing my teeth, preparing to put in the never-ending box of Invisalign aligners, so if I'm talking funny, it's because I have my aligners in, tonight, I had this thought, like, you know what? The best things in life have been really hard. And actually, I am much better off as a person because I have done hard things. I think that it would be a detriment to my character if I avoided hard things. And so, of course, this sent my mind flying straight to my children and how, like, I want my children's lives to be beautiful and amazing. And the way that is so is that they have hard things they have to deal with. If my kids asked you, if you ask them, the hardest thing they have to deal with is like, I don't let them just have screens and they can't eat all the time. They'd be like, yeah, that's really, really hard. That's their really, really hard. But that really, really hard is definitely producing amazing things in them. I was thinking about the first house that I lived in with my husband, and it was actually the second house. Sorry, and it was built in the early 1900s, so it had no insulation. So we would wear all of our winter clothes, like double pajamas and hoodies and beanies and gloves and double socks with electric blankets in our bed because we didn't really use the heater, because we couldn't afford to heat a house that didn't hold heat because the heat just ran. And so we couldn't have like a $500 heating bill every month. And you know what? It was really hard. It was hard. And then, like, life gives you hard things, like people you care for go on to be with the Lord, or people you really care about really have no interest in you, or life changes and people change and relationships change and places change and people move on, and some people just want to be disagreeable. So everybody has hard things happening. But I do have to say that one of the best tools that life or God, or however you look at it, uses to make you into someone who is diligent, into someone who can persevere, into someone who can stand up for what's right or what should be done in the face of adversity, are people who know how to press through hard times. And you learn how to press through hard times by delving into hard times. You don't even have to have hard times in your life. You can see that other people are having hard times and go in to help them and press through and be their encouragement and say, these hard times, first, they're gonna end. Eventually, my kitchen will put back together. Eventually, my children will put their own restrictions on themselves for their own health, and I won't put those restrictions there for them. Eventually, things change, but until I get to the change, one of the best things that I can do is look myself in the mirror and know I'm made in the image of God, and tell myself that every hard thing is the best thing, that I can't possibly lose. And that seems like it doesn't make any sense, but it does. Because if hard things produce the best things in me, have I lost? I don't think so. I think that people like positive affirmations. That's like a thing. I'm not going to be down on that. If that's your thing, go for it. But I believe that the Bible is true, and that God said he gives me life and life abundantly. So if by my faith in Jesus and I follow after him, I don't feel like I'm having life and life abundantly because of hard things. Is it my perspective? Or is it actually true that I'm not having abundant life because of hard things? Those are all good things to think about. So I guess I kind of wanted to take a minute to share that situation with you and to say, I have a feeling, because we all live on earth and we're all people. And walking out our relationship with God, we can't walk out alone. We can pretend like we can be lone Christians, but we can't, because we're part of the body of Christ. So since we're all people, we all have a shared reality, and that is hardship. So maybe this perspective will help you to do what Jesus said whenever he said, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice, like always. And I'm pretty sure it just means always. So there you go. I'm going to go deal with my hard things like washing dishes for 6 people in my bathroom sink. That just happens to be the hard thing today. I don't want to go too deep, but I have experienced much harder things. And through standing in the presence of God and seeking him, he's produced beautiful things in my life because of it. So I'm excited for you, for the beautiful things that he wants to produce in your life. Ask him to change your perspective. Ask him that you'll see yourself and your situation the way that he does. And face hard things, no matter what they are. Face them.